People of the State of Michigan versus Jordan Hartzell, 2023467. Mr. Hartzell's on probation on a charge of possession of methamphetamine, a felony punishable by up to 10 years in the Department of Corrections. His guideline range called for a minimum sentence of anywhere from 29 to 57 months on the minimum, up to the 10 years on the maximum. He was instead placed on probation and placed into the Swift and Sure Sanctions probation program on January 11th of 2020. Most recently, his agent filed a petition alleging that he violated the terms of his probation, which he pled guilty to. And we are here today for sentencing in that regard. He had admitted to counts 2 through 5 in a petition dated April 9th, 2021. Those included engaging in assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior on April 9th, changing his residence without permission of his agent from April 9th, not completing the Swift and Sure Sanctions probation program by leaving the center where he was supposed to be and not completing that program, and then also failing to complete the probation center program, which was a term of his probation. His agents prepared an updated probation violation report that has been filed. And has everyone received a copy of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And does anybody have any issues with its accuracy? Nancy?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So the agents made her recommendation. What would you like to say, Ms. Yancey?
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Hartzell, I would ask that the jail sentence that would be imposed by Your Honor, if you follow this recommendation, would be less than the 45 days so that Mr. Hartzell can get back to the center and begin the program. That is the recommendation, that he restart the center programming. So it'd be better if he could get that started sooner than later and get re-engaged in all the services that are a part of that program. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Hartzell, what would you like to add?
Yeah, I started out this program pretty confused on what I was doing when it comes to, what I was expecting to get out of it. My focus wasn't on where I needed it to be. I was so focused on, contact with my family and my significant other that I wasn't focusing on my therapy. And I do agree with, I need anger management. We've talked about this before. And we talked about getting a class. I know I'm waiting on it to start this month. I know I have an anger problem. A lot of it is just I spout off at the mouth before I think about what I've said. And then after the fact, I think about what I'm saying, and it just immediately I regret it because I know the consequences of it. It's been a problem my whole life, since I was a kid. It's gotten me in trouble in school. It got me in trouble throughout being my adulthood and with my agent in general. I mean, when it comes to the recommendation, I understand, I failed to complete the program, so to start it over with is fair. I'm grateful to have another chance at it because I know that you could just as well say, you know what, you're done. I'm scared. That's one thing I thought about a lot. I'm nervous that with knowing that I've already had, a few strikes against me and that the fourth one could be the end. I'm nervous that, say a year down the road, say I get 10, 12 months down the road, but just before I complete the program, that it could come back and haunt me because I jerked around for the first few months and just took it for granted, and so that does scare me that I could put all of my efforts into and start focusing now, and maybe it'd be too late because say 12 months down the road, I don't know, and I'm not planning for it or trying to look for an excuse out of it, but 12 months down the road, I could make some dumb mistake and it could crack me in the head And all of this could, I can't say be worth for nothing because there's something gained from it, but at the same time, it could be just more time lost with my family. But me going back to prison ain't gonna do nothing for me. The fact that it'll probably make me worse. I appreciate the program. I have learned a lot from the people that are in there. And, you know, I also appreciate Logan Brand saying what he said when he talked to you, because even though him and I had a disagreement, you know, I feel that he was right. Like, I have done my best I'm trying. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done because it's easy to go lay down and do time. It's not easy to sit here and focus on dealing with some real problems that it's not easy.
All right. All right, anybody else? No? All right, well, you hit several nails right on the head there, Mr. Hartzell. One is, you know, your comment about Mr. Brand, him saying that, you know, although it did happen, he wanted us to know that he sees changes in you from the program that is commendable. So, but for that, you know, yeah, I might have been willing to say, just give up. You know, everyone comes in here and says prison's not going to do you any good. Okay, it's going to do us good. You're not going to be out causing fights with people. You're not going to be out dealing drugs. You're not going to be out committing crimes. You can do that all in the Department of Corrections. And what you're telling me is that, Judge, I can't, you know, I can't do it. So, you know, I'm afraid. That's good. You know, that's what you should think about every time before you take the action, okay? Before you do the thing. And I want to, people got a lot of misconceptions. You know, assault and battery, and I don't know if I've told you this before, there's two different parts to assault and battery. The assault part's the threat. It's putting somebody in fear that you're going to do something. The battery, and this is how they used to teach us in law school, was battery is the bop. That's the touch, where you not only assault them by threatening them, but then you batter them, you strike them, you touch them. And it doesn't have to be, you know, with a fist. It can be tapping somebody on the shoulder. And unwanted touching is what a battery is. So your comments that I didn't do anything, all we did was argue. Well, your arguments were, keep my name out of your mouth, or you'll be picking your teeth off up the ground. That's an assault. That's what an assault is, okay? You have the ability to do it. You're in close proximity. You're going to put somebody else in fear. Now, if you'd have done it, that'd have been the battery part. So, you know, that's what people get confused a lot of times about. I didn't do anything. Well, yeah, you did. You threatened him. So, yeah. So you need to think about everything you're doing. And again, it may take, this isn't your first time on probation. This isn't, you know, your first time getting a lot of these classes, but maybe each time you get it, you pick up on something and you apply it to what you did. And that's apparently what you're doing, is you're applying these things. And you're to the point now where it's no longer easy because you realize what you have to do may be more difficult than just doing the time. And that is looking inside yourself and dealing with issues that you haven't dealt with that are still affecting you. So I understand that part of it. And I'm glad to hear that, you know, this trauma therapy that you're going to go through, the trauma MRT and the rest, is going to be beneficial to you. But yeah, you have to concentrate on yourself. You can only be good for others if you're good for yourself. So jumping into a relationship with somebody, you know how that doesn't work. Continuing that relationship when you're not healthy for it, that doesn't work. Making rash decisions like you did here, that doesn't work. So just think before you do it. And so I'll follow the recommendation. You know, there has to be a consequence for the behavior, and then compounding it by leaving the center, and then compounding it more by using and doing everything you did before you got caught. But that's part of the growth through the program. You realize there's a consequence for every action. You can't keep banging back saying, I really need treatment, so don't punish me for breaking the rules where you let me out to get treatment. when I didn't follow through on it. You're holding yourself accountable, and I'm going to hold you accountable. And so that's what the purpose of the sanctions for. So you're right. It could very easily have been, you're a danger to others and to yourself in this program. And although it's only your third strike and it's a technical, it's too dangerous to keep Mr. Hartzell in this, and he's not learning what he needs to learn to progress. They don't see, they see that if you read Dr. Howe's letter, she says, you're a very bright individual that has a lot of potential, but you got to give up on your old thinking and your old ways. So that's good. Keep doing what you've been doing in terms of growing, looking inside, doing that. Stop doing what you've been doing, which is acting out the minute somebody you perceive to be insulting you or crossing your threshold of comfort, okay? All right, so with that, I'll follow the recommendation of the agent, continue probation. I'm ordering everything that she's recommending. And the goals of this probation are you to deal with those issues that you have, the substance abuse, the anger issues, the relationship issues, and so that you don't have to worry about a year from now it coming back. If you work the program, learn from it, change, bring it inside yourself as far as the changes that you apply to your own issues, the education that you're getting, then a year from now, you won't have to worry about what if I snap, okay? Because you won't snap. You'll know a different way to deal with it. All right, so I'll follow all those recommendations, okay?